Welcome back in, everyone, to the 2025 Arizona Tennis Classic. Joining me now here in our interview booth, a man without whom, of course, this tournament, simply put, would not exist. It is our dear friend, tournament head operator, our man in charge. It's Jonny Levine joining us once again. Jonny, it is always good to see your smiling face, first and foremost. Thank you again for having us here in Phoenix. But we are now midway into day one of main draw play. How are you feeling, my friend?
Well, pretty happy, actually. It hasn't rained yet, which is always a great thing. But, no, I mean, we've had some pretty good crowds for the early days of the tournament. Happy about that. The play has been the level that I expected, which is off the charts.
Yeah.
And we're just excited for the whole week for it to come together with these great guys fighting for the title.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a spectacular week of tennis, certainly. And just, you mentioned this draw, this field. We were talking about it off mic beforehand, the depth of this field in particular. Rinky, Brandon, Elliott, Colton Smith earlier today. Vukic is playing later tonight. Just all these guys. You know, Fonseca was committed to Virginia as well, for what it's worth. Just all of these guys, to have this depth of college talent in here, to have this depth of American talent in this Phoenix draw, what does that mean to you? What does that say about this event?
I mean, we always love to support the American young Americans, and it's been hard to do that every year because, you know, one year we had Berrettini, Schwartzman, and Monfils as our three wild
Not
cards.
the worst.
So, you know, this year we didn't quite get those kind of names, but to have a Colton Smith who is one of the hottest young Americans on tour right now, having, you know, won the Cleveland Challenger and qualifying in Indian Wells and winning a round, beating Caboli, who's top 40.
And the number 2 seed here this week.
I mean, in Shevchenko. So, I mean, he is a guy that we're really excited about. Obviously, Elliott Spizzirri went to my alma mater at University of Texas. Great kid, and he's cracked the top 150 in a short 6-month career. So we're excited for those two. And then, you know, having Eubanks, unfortunately, he just lost to a really good player in Safalin. You know, Brandon Holt is really been out there a few years and finally finding his way into the very close to the top 100. So it's exciting to have him as well. So, and then of course Riley Opelka.
Yeah, sure.
We couldn't be happier to have Riley here, 7 feet tall almost, with one of the fastest serves of all time. A guy that has been in the top 20 and is currently won 11 off of just a few tournaments back from injury for almost 2 years. So we're excited to have Riley, and our 2-time defending champion Nuno Borges is unbelievable, 2 times at the 4th round of the Australian Open. And then, you know, guys like Bublik and Struff, who's been top 25. And, I mean, the field is just stacked. The depth is really amazing. Yeah. So we're excited.
No, it's awesome just looking through the draw and having had the chance to speak with a bunch of different players already. By the way, I'm glad you mentioned Jake Fernley. I can't believe I forgot him as a college name because, again, another guy who was in the NCAA tournament as recently as May, and yet here he is in the top 100 as well, and it just speaks to the depth in men's tennis right now. And, again, a credit to you guys for continuing to put on such an appealing event that so many players, if they have the opportunity, they do want to come here. They do want to play matches before Miami, and we'll get back to the field in a second, but I want to talk about the fan experience and how you guys continue to make that better each and every season here. I got the chance to see the Skybox. It's really cool up there, and just talk me through all the new features and why it was important to keep innovating for you guys.
You know, we this is the second year that we've had the new infrastructure, the stadium court, where we really built it out in a very professional way. Seat backs on all the seats and really comfortable seating. And we, you know, our suites or our sponsor areas have been really good. And this year we added a skybox, which is basically an 8-seat box there's a bar up there, there's covered tent area, so you can do a little more schmoozing because you're a little further away, but yet you're still close to the action. Has viewing into the back two courts. I think it's one of the best things we did, and everyone is excited about it, and we'll probably look to maybe build some more out next year. So that's been really cool.
It's the little things. You don't think about that, like the back on the seats, just how much more comfortable your experience will be as a fan all day long. And the thing that impressed me most, and I know those matches started earlier today than our 11 o'clock center start, back two courts were packed as well, and it's standing room only. People just so invested in this event, which of course now again has existed for a half a decade plus. How important is that piece, and seeing the community buy-in that we get here? I know I've already seen a bunch of familiar faces from over the years. Talk me through the Phoenix community embracing this event now here in fifth time run, but sixth total year, right?
Yeah. I mean, we started in 2019 and have been building each year. Obviously, we had the COVID year, 2 years. One of those years we were all set to go and had to cancel it, so we got the preparation though, and then have run it the last 3 years. So this is our fifth edition, and we just try to learn every year what we can improve upon from a sponsor level and also the general public. Is it the VIP tent area? Is it the general admission food area? What those experiences are like. And we've done some extra things this year for our sponsors. We're bringing in, Andre Agassi on Friday, who will do some stuff around the tournament, which we're really excited about, as well as Mats Wilander coming out. So we're just always trying to elevate the tournament, but basically the main thing is, like you said, the fan experience and making sure that they get the full value for the dollars they're spending. Yeah, no, it's a credit to them. It's a credit to you guys again to continue to add new feats and new events that you guys are holding, to continue to encourage sponsors to be invested in an event like this. And I guess for you, not that I want you to give away the entire secret sauce, but just getting those people to invest, getting those sponsors to believe in an event like this, and because of that, allowing you to continue to grow this event. It's not a simple question, I'm sure, but how? Like, what is the strategy you guys employ? Because I mean this sincerely. I think you guys do such an exceptional job. Well, I mean, we do have a lot of sponsors. As you can see by our sponsor board, there's just a slew of them, many of them. And this year we probably had over 95% renewal. Okay. And a lot of them are business relationships, but now we're starting to get a lot of new sponsors just from our sales team that just appreciate this environment, the time of year, the Phoenix Country Club, the value they're getting for a weeks-long tennis, night matches, day matches, the VIP experience. And then, the nice thing that we've done for the sponsors is we've made it this tournament is a 501c3. So when they invest in the tournament, their dollars are going towards the Phoenix Children's Hospital in a sense, and so I think that means a lot to them. We had 5 of the players visit Phoenix Children's yesterday for a hospital visit to spend some time with the kids there, and give them out some T-shirts and sign some autographs. So that is a very meaningful thing that we find very satisfying and very fulfilling and very important for our mission. Doing the tournament. I had the opportunity to attend that Phoenix Children's Hospital event, and it was a very cool moment. We walked into our very first room. The kid happened to have their laptop open, and they go, "Wait, so you're a professional tennis player? Like, I can find you right now." And I was with Jake Fernley for our visit, and Jake goes, "Yeah, look up Jacob Fernley." Yeah. And the guy goes, "Wait, this is you?" And he goes, "You played Djokovic?" And just had a million questions off of that. And to get to have that sort of experience, that sort of energy, that sort of enthusiasm again, was a delight. It was really, really fun, so I appreciate you doing that, and I know that's a cause that's near and dear to your heart as well, because, to your point, any proceeds from this, right? I don't want to say every proceed, because, of course, you got some tournament operations, but that's a big effort for you guys, right? Getting those proceeds to the Phoenix Children's Hospital and making sure that it's not an insignificant sum either. Correct, and then we also we bring a lot of kids out to the tournament that are in high school for tennis teams and things of that nature, and then Serve the Future, which I think you're familiar with, is the other organization that's run by Leslie Banks, and she has a great program for kids that are in underserved communities, and she does mentoring after-school program through the sport of tennis. And so to see these kids come out and enjoy this experience and see the opportunities the players have to watch them and inspire to be like them, knowing that they have to do the right things in school and practice if they want to get good at something, I think is another part of the experience here.
Yeah, no, Dan, it's a credit to you guys. It's all encompassing, every opportunity, and it's why the best players in the world do want to come play this event if they can, in between Indian Wells and Miami. And speaking of that, we get the chance to see Fonseca. We get the chance to see, just so many talents here across the board. I'm curious from a putting butts in seats standpoint, just your opinion. Is for an event here in Arizona specifically, do you think a guy like Colton Smith has equal appeal to a guy like João Fonseca, and just like, we're going to sell tickets? How much of that are you thinking about as you're mulling through the wild card process, etc.?
Well, I mean, with the wild cards, we're always looking to put, get names out there that could put butts in seats. Fonseca was a guy that entered the tournament, so if he wasn't going to get past the third round and was injury-free and wanted, another tournament before Miami, he was going to play. A guy like Colton Smith does have a following from U of A, obviously, and he's an Arizona player right now. He's from the Northwest, but he is going to have a local-type following. But we do consider, who's going to be a name that might bring more people into the tournament. But we also like to, like I said, the young Americans are a priority for us, aside from getting maybe a top 20 guy.
Yeah.
So that's important because these guys don't always get the opportunities. There's not that many challengers in the U.S., especially at this point level and money level. So that's always on our radar.
Yeah, no, it's a credit to you guys that these fields have always been so exciting, no matter what angle you want to look at it from. And, again, it was awesome to see so many different Arizona tennis fans in seats here this morning, coming to support Colton right away. And, to have that happen here, particularly on a Tuesday, right? It's midday on a Tuesday. People have work. They have school. They have a bunch of different things to do. And yet you saw fans in seats. Asking how is too broad of a question there, but I guess, are you going about building those relationships all year long to kind of get back to something? It's not just this week. It's not just the month leading into this, right? It's a year-long approach. Well,
we have now, being the fifth year, have a name out there. We do this pretty good with social media. We have an outreach program many months before the tournament. We go to all the clubs. We go to many places to try to put flyers and posters up about the tournament. We try to get some, newspaper coverage, digital and print, and whatever we can do to promote the tournament. We can always do a better job of that, I think, getting that name out there. But I do think that this Arizona and this Phoenix metropolitan area is a tennis community. There's a lot of people that love tennis. And the time of year doesn't hurt because there's a lot going on. You've got spring training. You're coming off the waste management. You've got the Barrett-Jackson, auto show. So there's just a lot of activities, and I think tennis just fits right in. And the members here at this great Phoenix Country Club, they have the Schwab Cup in the fall, and that's for the golfers, golf membership. And then the tennis membership loves having their tennis tournament. So that collaboration between the club and our organization has been really, really fantastic. So that makes it easy.
No, it's, again, a credit to you guys that every year we can come here and every year we feel comfortable because you guys continue to build those relationships and that trust from the club, from the members, extended to anyone here working on this team. I guess my last question for you, not to put you on the spot, what does a successful week look like here? 2025 Arizona Tennis Classic. If I ask you on Sunday, did this event go well, and you say yes, what are you hoping the reasons it went well are?
butts in the seats, like you said.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong if you've got a full stadium.
Of course.
And that means you're doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, a big part of it is looking at the numbers and hoping that there's a nice donation at the end of the week for the charities. But we want to, we want to give people value. Mm-hmm. We want to give them enjoyment. And so to me, this is a community asset here mm-hmm. that we have. This tennis tournament is for all Arizonans and even out-of-towners to enjoy. Yeah. And having this level of tennis in your backyard, I think we're very, very fortunate to have this for the community to experience.
No, and we're so fortunate we've gotten to be here 3 years consecutively. Bonus question for you. Has Weller ever frowned? I think in 3 years I've only seen him smiling.
Weller Evans is a guy that does not get rattled too easily.
Ever.
And he's the perfect guy to be our tournament director and deal with all the trials and tribulations and weather and scheduling and complaints and just everything. He just has a handle on all of it, and with his years and years of experience, we couldn't be happier to have Weller be the tournament director.
Yeah, he's one of one. And again, it's a part of what makes this experience such a joy for us. Just the smile on his face, the smile on everyone's face when you walk in. It's why if you are in the Phoenix community, you got 5 more days, 6 more days, I don't know, but 6 more days, including 5.5, I guess, because we still have a night session here tonight. You got to come attend. This Arizona Tennis Classic is remarkable, and the only reason we have it, of course, the efforts of the man to my left, Jonny Levine. A thank you to you, as always, for having our Cracked Rackets team sincerely.
I have to give one shout-out
of course,
to the 200-plus volunteers that we have.
Such a good
including
job.
Ball kids that really, really are passionate about mm-hmm. doing this for this week and being involved and giving their time. There's no way to do it on your own, and this is a whole team effort, so you included. So thank you guys for being here.
Oh, it is our pleasure, and again, cannot wait to see what this week, to see how this week unfolds. Excuse me, Jonny Levine. Always a pleasure to see you, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.